Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. Today, I'd like to share with you something extremely critical for Wing Chun, and that is to clean up Wing Chun's Xiu Nian Tao sets. Now, if you watch my previous video, you know that the original sets, the little training, which is better translate to or translate as the essence of detailed training, the essence of detailed trainings. That set is belong to the 1850, the anti-Qing group. The sets today we see in the world, disregard of lineage, is actually derived from the 1875 era set with the name Little Idea, Xiu Nian Tao. Now, comparing the ancient writing, we know that at 1875, those new creations of Little Idea set, it has lost the six core element of the 1850s essence of detailed training sets. And in today's world, we can know that today's Xiu Nian Tao, Little Idea, have depend on different people add in, such as the Fujian's white crane, the Hakka's training, like the praying mantis, Hakka's praying mantis, or even Taiji. So you begin with, in the 1875, a set named Xiu Nian Tao, Little Idea, which already detached from the 1850s Wing Chun sets, and it doesn't have the six core element, and you keeping adding in or getting into the directions of the Fujian white crane or the Hakka mantis or Taiji. That's what end up today. Now, to know this and to really carefully understand what is going on technically is critical, because if you do not get your sets, the basic sets, Xiu Nian Tao, proper, you will never be able to do the sticking body short strike. Well, including the movies, everybody was saying, oh, Wing Chun is sticking body short strike. But no, you cannot do the sticking body short strike with today's Xiu Nian Tao set, disregard of which lineage, which disregard of what type of story or what type of legend or what type of lineage. That is the technical truth. That is what I want to share with you all today. Again, it is not about I'm right, you are wrong. It is technical, fully technical. Now, with that, I want to share with you, like 2 days ago, I shared with you that the 1850s teaching is like a physics classroom. You base on evidence of physics, experiment, not the 1875 which is based on I believe so, I think so, my grandmaster is so, my lineage teaching so. Now, if you following the physics classroom type of educations, if you disagree, it is very easy to solve because this is based on technical. So it's like in the physics class, if you disagree with somebody, we can do experiment to see what the outcome of the experiment. So in the Wing Chun, it is as simple as if you disagree with me, guess what? You send your student to me. I'll teach him what the technical content or technical training which I share. And I can send my student to you. You teach him what you believe to be true technically. So we exchange student and let them both learn. So your student learn your ideas and also what the technical content I share. And my student learn the same thing. You let these two students, they can do light sparring and they can evaluate to see how is it technically more sound. Which one is technically more sound? It probably one is better than the other, or both are equal, or both doesn't work. Just use this type of experimenting, testing, you'll be able to see what is the truth. It doesn't have to be you fight me, I fight you. Talk with your hand, not talk with your mouth. All of you who actually participate in the real tournament, you know, win or lose is just a common thing. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And you know that sometimes when you play with your friend, you even give him the edge so you lose. Those is just a natural of living. And if we want to try out, to check out the ideas, the technical content, I just suggest to you just now. You do it that way, everybody learn. Your student learn, my student learn, and everybody grow. There's no hard feeling there. So it's like in the physics classroom. You can break it into different groups to do the project. At the end, everybody wins. Now, that is not what the practice of the past 130 years. You can see classmates sit around, like even in the YouTube, bad mouthing other classmates. You can see classmate sending his student try to ambush another classmate. That's called bullying. You can see all of this type of stuff, or somebody will just really put down bad mouth, but they don't even know what is proper. Now, you see, this past 130 years of practice, it doesn't come to a solution like I proposed to you just now in the college classroom. Everybody learn. There is a solution there, good for everybody. Now, bad mouthing the classmate, bullying the classmate, all of those contribute to what? After 130 years, what does it contribute to? It doesn't contribute to anything but destruction. So you end up your Wing Chun is like this today. You end up you don't even know what is going on with the Xiu Lim Tao sets. Okay? So this is a serious matter. We have to be able to debate technically so that at the end we come up with a solution, everybody win. Some days you win, some days I win, that's fine. But we all win because we know a better solution. It's not I badmouth my classmate, you badmouth me, and then the challenge to fight, and then you ambush this guy, ambush that guy. At the end, you get a mess, and people laugh the hell out of you. Okay? So this is the attitude, the way how to do things properly. For Wing Chun to have for Wing Chun to have a future, those type of practice cannot be practiced anymore. As the forefather, actually the father of modern China, the father of modern China, he's an American, Dr. Sun Yat-sen, he said this. He he feel really sad. He lamented to say that Chinese is like a mass of sand. A mass of sand. Cannot get into unity. So for past 130 years, it is a mass of sand. And you end up a destructive result. So you cannot afford to do that. You don't have 130 years, another 130 years to screw around. Okay, so as what I already proposed to you. You need to do it so that you have solutions. Everybody win, everybody school will grow, everybody can have fun and still to be good. Now, let's get into the technical of Xiu Lim Tao. Let me share with you. In past many decades, many people believe that Wing Chun is from Fujian White Crane. Many people believe on that. Even the Fujian White Crane in that area, there's a museum is saying that Wing Chun is just Fujian White Cranes using a different name. And there are many grandmasters of the White Crane Fujian believe that. Now, is that true? Is that true? And how are we going to get this thing clear up? Same thing. Many people in past, say, many decades is incorporating and thinking the Hakka, like the praying mantis way, is the way how you practice your Xiu Lim Tao. So one way, somebody will say, oh yeah, the Fujian White Crane way of practicing Xiu Lim Tao, that is the proper way. And then some will say, no, it is the Hakka praying mantis way is playing Xiu Lim Tao, the way how to play Xiu Lim Tao. And of course, in past, since 60s, 1960, there are people who say, well, Tai Chi, that's internal. You have this mind power, all this thing. Now today, I want to share with you this. Everybody do that, they never get deeper to understand what is going on. They never go deeper. They don't understand what is Wing Chun. That's why they're spiraling on top, and then what they end up is just belief. And it ends up that the Xiu Nim Tao doesn't work to support the Wing Chun art. Now, the saying this, I have to take responsibility for what I'm saying, right? Now, let's take a really simple example. We know that in traditional Chinese martial art, you always have the means of fighting, and then you have the body conditioning, which is supporting the means of fighting. And the means of fighting actually provide you the constraint and the boundary conditions of the art. Okay? So today we can really clearly analyze it this way. The means of fighting and the body condition to support the means of fighting. Now, as I shared in my previous video, the means of fighting of Wing Chun 1850 or sticking body short strike is that it get this close where your leg attack him, your body stick attack him, pressurize him, your hand fight here, and you keeping turning around like a sickle, cutting back and forth. That is the means or the theme of Wing Chun fighting. And of course, it has its constraint. Constraint meaning that I have to be here. That's one constraint. And the boundary condition is I'm always operate here. Okay? So that's how it is. That's what it means by sticking body short strike. My other videos have shared in the details. Okay? Watch that if you like. Now, let's look at white crane or Fujian. Say we take one of the basic. The white crane of Fujian, when they practice, isn't that they do this type of stuff for the body conditioning? Now, of course, I am not the expert of the white crane Fujian. You can go to the YouTube to check out the old teacher, old grandmaster who practiced the white crane Fujian sets. Okay. Now, what you can see is the characteristics of this type of body conditioning is that they have a strength, a vibration type of strength, a vibration type of strength. Okay, a vibration type of strength. Now, if you go even deeper, you will find out that they have this uniqueness, such as they doing a like a quote unquote plyometrics with their shoulder blade is vibrating. The shoulder and shoulder blade. Pay attention to that. Okay. So white crane Fujian have that characteristic in their body conditioning. That is their power. That is their strength. The vibration type of strength or the whip type of strength, you know. Now, and you can see really clearly how they vibrate their shoulder blade and their shoulder to get out those type of strength, whipping type of strength, which is vibrate. Okay, and then they stand really firm, and then they have that stance, that type of power. If you go to look at the Hakka art, okay, the Hakka art will look like this. Now, With this type of stuff, you really clearly see it. Their strength is rock solid, like a steel man. You look deeper, they are playing with their intra-abdominal pressure a lot. Okay? There is many videos you can see on this Hakka praying mantis. So with the uh, white crane from Fujian, you can see that whip and the vibrations of the shoulder blade, shoulder, the entire body, this rooted type of strength. The Hakka have this rock solid strength where it is, it is handling the intra-abdominal pressure. And both of them is a frontal type of development. Okay, like facing frontal type of development. Okay, pay attention to if this is white crane to the shoulder and how it vibrate. And then for the Hakka is, you see that this is the intra-abdominal pressure with the leg like that, right? Now, so you have two characteristics. One is whipping, vibrating type of strength. One is like the Iron Man with the really solid intra-abdominal pressure, that type of strength. And both of them are forward facing, hip 2-point forward facing type. Now, you get to the 1850s Xiu Tao Wing Chun. What you see is this. So this type of strength is spiraling one way and turn another way. So it's keeping spiraling, torquing type of strength. And if you look deeper, you will see that they are using the recycling of momentum. We're using the body's momentum to power every joint, spiraling, torquing. That is the 1850s Xiu Tao signature. So now you see three of them, okay? Now let me ask you questions. We just now talk about the means of fighting is the constraint and the boundary condition. When you get here, with the leg attack, the body pressurized, and this hand, what type of power or what type of strength type you're going to use it? Are you going to use the body, square face, the whip, and the vibrations type of white crane strength in this distance? Are you going to use the Hakka's, like the praying mantis type of a solid type of a strength, facing square type of strength in this? Well, or you're going to use the 1850s Xiu Tao strength. Spiral one way, spiral another way. Torquing one way, torquing another way, using the momentum. Recycling from one leg to the other leg. You know where the answer is. You know from this, only the 1850s, the torquing, spiraling, recycling momentum type of strength or body condition will support this type of fighting. White crane, square body with a vibration type of strength, And the whipping type need more distance and is square. The praying mantis, solid, you need the distance and you need the square body. Thus, it's not one way here, spiral in, and then go another way, which is called the plum flower footwork. It is really clear what type of body condition, what type of strength needed for that means of fighting. You know the solution now. Every art, the Fujian white crane is good, it's deep. It has the specialty in the whipping and vibrations and using his shoulder blade and so forth. The Hakka praying mantis type is good. It's rock solid. He'd be able to handle the or specialize in their intra-abdominal pressure. The 1850s Wing Chun is specialized in using the recycling momentum and the entire body, the joint, spiraling back and forth like a sickle, torquing like that in a really close distance. So one need to get to this deep to know what is going on, to know what Wing Chun is. So if you want to develop Wing Chun, if you don't have those type of recycling momentum, multi-direction strength where you torque, spin, joint by joint, you cannot do it. Not all traditional Chinese martial art is the same. Not like a white crane is the same with Wing Chun, and then Hakka is the same with Wing Chun. Oh, this technique, that technique. No. You go right to the spot, body conditions, and the means of fighting. You see what it is. Okay? So now you can clearly know what is going on. Past 130 years, nobody, at least in the public, share with you all this thing. So that's why you don't know. That's why somebody will say, oh yeah, it's white crane Fujian. And a few days ago, I even see somebody in China try to play the 1850 sets with this white crane way. You look at the shoulder, you know this is not what it is. It's very easy to spot that. For the white crane, you see the shoulder and the leg, both leg, the white crane, and the Wing Chun 1850s, the spiraling, it is different. One is using the joint like this whip and vibrating. One is turning. Every joint is turning and using the recycling momentum. So if somebody using white crane or Fujian body conditioning type to play the 1850 Xiu Lim Tao, you cannot play it because you're completely missing it. Okay? And so, well, this constraint is from Shaolin short strike from Qi Ji Guang. It's called sticking body short strike. All the spiraling, every joint go. If you go left, it cannot go. Go right, it cannot. It get resistance. It will turn right. All this. Guess where is it from? From Mei, Zhuang. No other martial art have this type of thing. Joint by joint. joint by joint. Nobody have this type of stuff, but 二枚十二桩. So technically, it is really clear where it is from. Okay. Now you get to today's Ulium Tao. What do? You stood there with a static stance. You practice this, and some say, "Well, I want to do it in the white crane way, adding some whipping, vibrating." Somebody will say, "Well, I want to do it in the Hakka's way. I want to use the strength like solid." You're missing the point. You can practice that way, but if you're using the white crane Fujian way, then you are actually practice white crane Fujian martial arts. If you practice Hakka way, that is practice Hakka martial art. You don't really practice Wing Chun. That's what it is, because after you train the sets, say you train your Shulim Tao with the Hakka way, of course you're going to get the Hakka close to the Hakka way of strength. You use the Shulim Tao to practice the white crane way of the strength power generations. Of course you're going to go closer to the white crane, what Wing Chun. Okay? So that is what the reality is today. You cannot argue with the means of fighting or the theme of fighting, the what do you call it, the body conditioning, which is supporting the theme. That's what Chinese Kung Fu is about. And now if you talk about Tai Chi, Fa Jing, well, how the hell is that going to got anything to do with this fighting this close? The theme, the constraint, the boundary conditions, and the plum flower footwork. How is Tai Chi going to fit into this? How is Fa Jing going to fit into this? How is your philosophy of yin and yang and Tao ever tell you about this fighting theme, the constraint, the boundary conditions, or your uniqueness? It doesn't explain anything at all. So you can say, what philosophy concept for what? You're talking empty talk. That's why you never develop this. You never develop this because your body do not condition for that. You don't know the means of fighting. Okay? So now I hope that you guys all know what is going on. Past 130 years, it is really sad. It never been made this clear. As what I said in the beginning, even the white crane Fujian grandmaster do not know about this. And they jump gun to say, oh, Wing Chun is from white crane. What white crane? Your white crane strength cannot apply here. That's why it is a different type of art. Now, so I hope that you get this. Another thing is, in 1850s Wing Chun, there are 3 types of body conditioning, which is governed by 3 types of breathing. The meditative type part or the recovery part of the 1850s Xiulim Tao practice, that is using really, really deep and fine breathing. That is the type of breathing to develop qi, energy. Yes, energy, not nonsense. That's how you develop it. That is how you enter into samadhi. Or in today's language, you can say there is a deep, deep recovery. And then on top of that, you have this deep but coarser type of breathing. which is closer than the fine breathing, which is due for deep recovery. Those are the type of breathing is in today we call it the aerobic based training, or today's in qigong, your eight brocade and all those practice those type of breathing. And for the recovery is in the meditative state of training where your breathing drop under 6 count per minute or 6 repetition per minute. It drop there, your heart rate drop, those type. And this chi type of breathing is your heart rate is like under 65% or around 65%, and your breathing is say 10 count per minute, something like that. It's aerobic based of type of training. Now, when you get to the third part, which is for fighting, it's called wind breathing. Wind breathing is when you breathe is so close that and it's forceful too. You can hear sound coming up. If you look at the Fujian white crane when they play the sets, that is wind breathing. That is the part of the wind breathing. Okay, as in Xiu Tao, that part of the training is the wind breathing one for martial arts. Those you get into the like today's term is like the anaerobic, the endurance training and those type, those level. Now I need to tell you this. The Chinese know the first two type of state, which is the deep recovery and the qigong or aerobic based training, that is helping the body for healing, recovery, and so forth. But when you get into the wind breathing, because you are pushing for limit of your body, those things are damaging if you overdo it. Okay, so if you overdo it, it can be damaging. So the Chinese know about it. As soon as you push the limit, while you still can do a little bit the wind breathing, like you run a little bit faster, it's not going to harm you. But when you go extreme, like when you run marathon, you go extreme, you push it. While in the fighting, you always need to push it, and that's why there's damaging. So you need to know these three type of breathing exist in the Xiu Tao sets or the Wing Chun training. You need to know your body, or else you're damaging this body. And you know that the training have 3 levels, as what I explained in my previous video too. So it's this deep. So white crane is deep. Hakka, praying mantis is deep. 1850s Wing Chun is deep. All real, authentic, ancient Chinese, traditional Chinese martial art is deep. And as what I just shared with you, I use the term like intra-abdominal pressure, plyometrics, anaerobic, aerobic, deep recovery, aerobic base. Well, that's the reason why I mapped the entire thing into sports science, like in my book, the Wing Chun Inceptions, and in Restructuring Wing Chun. We clearly know what it is today. We need to do that because until we know what is going on into the details, we cannot develop it. You cannot say, I'm standing down in the EG Kamyangma. I'm going to practice this mind power according to this grandmaster, that grandmaster. Let me ask you a question. What is that mind power in your structure and all this lifting anus, your spine power, got to do to support your fighting here? Sticking body, short strike fighting. Wing Chun. What is it got to do? Or it's like a Tai Chi push hand. You get a student and push, and this What is that got to do with this? How is it equivalent with the whipping, vibrating strength of Wycliffe Fujian? How is it equate with the Hakka's praying mantis like a solid steel man, uh, really solid intra-abdominal pressure handling type of art? How is that those mind power, this power, spine power, push hand and everything, get a student to demonstrate, got to do all this thing, or equivalent with all this practitioner of White Crane Fujian or the Hakka's praying mantis art? You can, because you are doing demonstrations and you are exercising your creativity while it doesn't matter it is White Crane Fujian or Hakka praying mantis or Wing Chun 1850. Those are a comprehensive fighting system where it knows every details to develop that type of kung fu. It's not talking concept or philosophy. So is Wing Chun a concept art? Of course not. If Wing Chun is a philosophy art, of course not. Wing Chun is a technology like Fujian White Crane, like the Hakka praying mantis. Is Wing Chun's a technique like Tan Sao or White Crane Fujian have the Tan Sao, so they are the same? Of course not. Because one is using the wiping and whipping and vibrating type of a strength. Another type is using the spiral type of strength. Those are different stuff. You cannot say iPhone is the same with Google phone or Android phone. Just look at, oh yes, they look the same, look the same. So this is what I'd like to share with you today. So like again, like the Neo in the Matrix, the last call, I think it's in the first Matrix. He said that I'm here to show people what is coming. I don't know about the future. I cannot predict the future, but today I leave this knowledge for you. We want to treat it like a physics class, to help each other, to get all this thing verified, and to build on top of all this. Otherwise, you're keeping doing the Shilin Tao this way. Are you serious? When are you going to get anything out from that? The Hakka Mantis is not doing that. The White Crane Fujian is not doing that. They have their strength developed. And also, you just don't go take the Hakka techniques or take the Fujian's Wing Chun's, the White Crane techniques, and then you say, well, this is how I apply in my Wing Chun. I mean, forget about it. So this is to share with you. I know it might be really hard to swallow what I share with you, but hey, truth is truth. Even though it never been revealed for past 130 years, truth is truth. And you know that with this truth now revealed, no longer we can just simply say, oh, this is my concept. This is my philosophy. It's like the movie of the Ronnie Dangerfield Back to School. Everything is a widget. What is a widget? It doesn't matter. It's just a widget. Wing Chun is a concept art. What concept? What is the concept? Widget. What product is that?